it tonight, get you some sultrylim.com. If you wanna get it tonight, get you some sultrylim.com. Make your body feel right, get you some sultrylim.com. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. I hope you are having a good day, and I am back for 90 Day Fiance. I ain't mean for that to rhyme, but I like when it do. All right, so I don't even want to waste no time. Let's go ahead and get into this. Nicole and Azan, y'all. So this episode, Nicole's mom had to sit through an uncomfortably long ride to Azan's mom and sister's apartment so that they could finally meet, okay? And it was just very, very awkward watching Nicole just fawn and fall and slobber and touching all over him, and him just kind of smiling awkwardly as if he is somewhat pleased yet slightly uncomfortable. It's just all too much. Okay, it's all too much. And the fact that Nicole's mom's eyes never seem to be open all of that much when she's looking at these things, it just always looks like shade is taking place. Okay? They get to the apartment where Azan's mom lives, and all Azan is worrying about is Nicole's mom spilling the beans about him sending freaky-dicky phone messages to bitches that we don't know, okay? And I just kind of feel like, sir, I'm gonna need for you to worry about other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna marry somebody you don't really like? How you gonna be a father to a little girl you don't really know? How you gonna get married and you ain't got no job? She ain't got no job. Y'all gotta try to get citizenship some damn where. This is all too much. I'm stressed out watching this shit. I'm stressed out trying to figure out what the fuck is happening with Azan's hair and why Nicole can't never put on not even a little bit of lip gloss, bitch. Goddamn. Like, you know, you on television. You can't put on no mascara or nothing. Help us in this situation a little bit. She just always looks so raggedy and homely. And it's just like, get it together, bitch. Like, you know, it's one of those situations where I feel like somebody is showing you what's happening on the inside with how they show themselves on the outside. You know what I mean? But anyway, like I said, they get to Azan's mom's apartment and she's very welcoming and loving to Nicole's mom, and she wants Nicole's mom to feel comfortable and to not feel worried about Nicole. And Nicole's mom really does kind of feel a little bit less stressed out about the situation now that she's met his family and seen where they live. Because now, you know, if anything happens, I know where your mama live at, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you gotta look at these things. And I imagine that's how Nicole's mom felt. They go to file the paperwork to get them a marriage license. That's what we call it. They call it a contract out there, okay? They get there and she needed a birth certificate, a passport, and a police report, like a background check on herself. Thank you, baby. And we don't need that in America. We don't need a background check. But because she's getting married to somebody in another country, I could totally understand why this is a requirement that they have. She had it, but she had a photocopy and not the original certified copy, so they could not file the paperwork. And now they're either going to have to push this wedding back, have somebody, you know, I mean, I don't understand why they got to push it back. All they got to do is call her daddy and tell her daddy go get one and bring it when he come. I mean, that seemed like the fix to this situation, but she all depressed and Azan is kind of pissed off about it, and I don't understand why he's pissed off. Like, is he willing to marry her and be with her for a year here in Morocco just to go and get a green card thereafter in America? Is it really like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I damn sure know he don't really want to be with her, so I'm just confused by all of this. What is your motive, Azan? I'm telling y'all, that sinister motive that I brought up last review, I hope that's not what it is. But he's a little bit too familiar with that little girl. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, let's talk about Russ and Powell. Y'all know Russ has been on a business trip since they got back from Colombia. And Paul has been in her feelings because she really wishes that she was back in Colombia with her people, with her family. She misses them, especially now that she's going through this situation with having the miscarriage. And Russ isn't there, and they're not getting along. And it's just a lot going on for her right now, and she's all alone and feeling some type of way about it. And she gets the phone call that her grandmother passed away, and all she wanted to do was be there for her mom and hug and love up on her mom, and she couldn't. She had to do it through FaceTime, and her mom isn't doing well, and it's just a lot on Paula right now. And that was really all we got from her, because this episode was only an hour long, and then they did like this live show after. But I felt really bad for Paul, because I feel like that's a lot to have to deal with and be alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, Russ is away, and even when he is there, they're not really talking about the issues that they're having. She's feeling some type of way about the baby situation. Now her grandmother passed away. She's feeling homesick, and I see it. I see why Paul is having such a hard time right now, and I feel bad for her. Y'all, let's get to David and Annie. Jesus Christ, David works on my last nerve. My last nerve, 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 my last nerve. I was trying to go Genuine. That's what I was trying to do. It was whatever. Anyway, feel me, it still got on what? My last nerve, okay? David gets a phone call from Chris. Y'all know Chris is the homeboy who was funding his lifestyle for the past 4 years and decided to cut him off when his new black fiance, baby mama wife said, back the fuck up. You are not supporting this using ass adult man anymore. And now he's living in the firehouse. He didn't know he was going to have to pay rent for the firehouse, but he had to pay rent for the firehouse. Now Chris has sold the firehouse, and he has to now move out of said firehouse by Tuesday, and today is Sunday. So they got, Saturday. They got 3 days to move out of this apartment and find somewhere else to live. But Chris, not being an entirely fucked up person at all, I mean, him cutting him off is only the right thing to do. Like, he's steady taking advantage of Chris, and I feel like that's really fucked up to do to somebody that would do so much for you. You should want to do for yourself so that you don't alienate somebody that has always been there for you. And he alienated himself from Chris by only being a user in their relationship. But Chris says, I have an apartment that's in a storage unit place, and you can work there so that you can live there, or you can just live there and pay me rent. But David doesn't know if he wants to take a job that's for $10 an hour, because he has a master's degree. And I want to remind David that even though that was cute when you was growing up in a different world and all of that shit, you know, shout out. But this is 2018, sir. It doesn't fucking matter if you got a master's degree. If you ain't got a job and you ain't got no place to live, that having degrees do not mean anything. It doesn't really mean anything. You cannot put that on your one fucking t-shirt that you got to wear and walk around wherever you live in Louisville with that shit on your chest, and people gonna give you money or give you some place to stay. No, you have to get a job, whatever job that you can get, because you told Annie you was going to take care of her. Now, Annie, I feel at this point that I have to agree with Chris's fiance's or wife, whatever she is, baby mama, cousin. All right, he was on the little after show, and he said that he think Annie and David are both users, because Annie will stay here for that green card regardless of how much she don't really want to be with David. He say ain't nobody checking for no fucking David, okay? Nobody's checking for him, and David is a fucked up individual, because David uses Chris to the matter of, Chris had a friend when he was a child that killed himself, and David will play on his emotions and say shit like he thought about killing himself. So that will keep Chris helping him, because he doesn't want that to happen with David. And that is so fucked up to me, that he would take advantage of that and use that as a way to keep this man bankrolling his fucking life when he's a grown-ass man turning down $10 an hour jobs when he ain't got no place to live. That don't make no goddamn sense, David, okay? And Annie, take your ass back to Thailand. This is just fucking stupid at this point. You gonna stand in this apartment. First of all, the apartment wasn't even that bad. It just didn't have a stove. That's when you get a top, you know, like one of them little things that you plug into. What's it called, babe?
Hot plate.
A hot plate? Where you going?
What?
You drank the rest of it?
Yeah.
I didn't want you to do that.
I thought you was done.
No, I had to do a video, but that didn't mean I wanted you to drink my drink.
Wait, you had a smidge in there.
I don't care.
Go on, big video, man.
So they go to see this storage unit apartment that is really only missing a stove, and all you gotta do is get a hot plate and a microwave and a toaster oven to fix that issue, ho. All right? I know you like, you know, tossing shit and all of that type of stuff, but you either want to go back to Thailand or you want to have a place to live, bitch. You gotta pick one. Okay? But you can't be sitting up here complaining about the shit, talking about, David, I want to live here. I want to live here, David. Then what you gonna do? You gonna go back to Thailand, bitch? Then do it. But don't be sitting up here expecting him to pull a rabbit out of his ass, which there's room for one, but I'm not sure there's actually one up there because y'all can't afford a rabbit, okay? Like, what the fuck? George and Anfisa, if this show couldn't turn more reality show based, this is on the damn learning channel. I can't believe this shit. We learning how fucked up everyday Americans are. Okay, George and Anfisa. George is a terrible person, first of all. Let's just put that out there, okay? Anfisa might be materialistic, young, stupid, and kind of, you know, she has a layer. You know what I'm saying? She has a protective layer because she has not had an easy childhood, and I could see it all over her when I first saw her. Okay, she even let it be known in this episode that she didn't grow up with a father, which is why it is much to her dismay that George continues to say that this 10-year-old girl is not his daughter. In his own words, he said that was his high school sweetheart. 3 months after they broke up, she said she was pregnant. So why is he sitting on camera in front of Anfisa saying that it was 12 months between the time that they broke up and she had that baby? And I'm like, yeah, nigga, that makes sense. That's how that go. Okay, she could have been 3 months pregnant when she told you that she was pregnant. She could have even been way before that, but that would add up, sir. That would eventually add up, give or take a few months. And I feel like you're full of shit. The fact that you would say out of your own mouth that I don't think it's my baby, so I just never looked into it. You never looked into it. To say something so cold and careless about finding out whether you have a child in this world shows how despicable and fucked up George is as a person. And just because he's not somebody that raises their voice does not mean he's not a bad person. He's a bad person. I'm just saying. Like, for him to say that in that way, it shows a lack of empathy. It shows a lack of sensitivity. It shows a lack of humanity for you to say, I just never looked into it. What the fuck does that mean? Okay? And homegirl could possibly be lying, but for you to say it like that makes me think, just look at you as a terrible person to talk so callous about something that's so important. I just don't even understand. And then Anfisa is not convinced. She thinks he's lying. She thinks he's full of shit. She wants to have a sit down with the woman so that they can meet up and talk about this shit because she wants to know the truth, because she thinks all George do is lie. And as far as we all know, that's all George do, is motherfucking lie. So Miley has officially filed for divorce. Like, slow clap. What the fuck? What you want, a pat on the back, bitch? Let me tell you something, Miley. You sitting up here trying to act like we should have sympathy for you when this dude been the same asshole the whole time and now you're surprised by it. You shouldn't have done any of this shit. You are upset and crying in all of this and sad because of your own decisions. Nobody did anything to you, okay? You decided to marry someone that you did not know without even telling your children first. You put their feelings last. So that's why your ass don't have nobody giving a fuck about whatever the fuck you going through, okay? You can't put your kids last time after time and then expect them to just come running back to your ass. Even though I think it is very inappropriate for Olivia to be living in her boyfriend's family house. You know they fucking, and I'd be very surprised if she don't end up pregnant. She might not end up pregnant just because she don't want to be like her mama or some shit like that. Even though it don't really seem like, wait, hold on, let me think. 18. Yeah, okay. She could have still been real young. But either way, Molly is not a good example of a woman to me, of a mother. And I don't think that her daughter should be in a rush to have no damn child. She go and meet up with her brother, and they talk about everything that's happening. He had his own relationship with Louise, but he was expecting Louise to at least hit him up, and I'm like, I don't know why. The only reason he was engaging with any of you family members is because he was there and he was with her, and y'all were there, so he felt the need to engage. But he don't give a fuck. He ain't never gave a fuck, and I don't understand why anybody would be confused about that shit. He all the way in New Jersey, and she's still on the hook for his ass if anything happens to him. So she is just trying to get him out of the country so she don't have to pay for him anymore. And I just kind of feel like, I don't know how she's going to prove that there was a plan involved just to get a green card. I mean, they might look at it like that considering the current immigration situation. But the reason why I say that is because I don't think there really is any evidence of that. I think he's just a bad person and thought that he was going to be able to come and live with you and live off you. And I don't think that necessarily had anything to do with coming here exclusively to get, a visa into America. But it could have. I could be wrong. Either way, I don't fucking like Louise, and Molly is still stupid. Chantel and Pedro, bitch, I saved the best of this for the last of this. Okay? So we all know that Chantel's family, the family Chantel, loves to set up these little dinners, lunches, trips, anything we could do to be at a table with silverware and food so we could interrogate you, make you feel like shit until you explode or either overdrink, okay? It has happened many times, and I only been watching just this third season, and this shit has happened so many times. Anyway, so first of all, Nicole and Pedro were 15 minutes late. Well, probably a little bit past 15 minutes late. They were supposed to be there at like 7:30 and it was 7:45 or some shit like that. But they get there and Nicole and Pedro are acting like people who don't want any problems. Hello, how you doing? Hello, hola. We kissing and hugging, we smiling, it's all good. They sit down, and the catered food was apparently some chicken wings. And that was supposed to be shade to Nicole because at their family's house, they cook chicken feet. I told y'all that chicken feet is not exactly a foreign concept where I'm from. At least not for all people from where I'm from. So the whole chicken feet thing, I don't understand why you would think that was a cultural thing that was exclusive to them, because it's not. There are Americans that eat chicken feet. Whatever. Anyway, I'm just, they sell chicken feet out here. I mean, just the prejudice of it all. Her parents are so ignorant. The daddy works on my fucking nerves because you could tell his brain is 5 steps behind everybody else's when the shit be going down. Everybody else be overreacting and his ass just hurry up and catch up and repeat everything that's already been said by the mama or one of the other children, okay? The sister talking to Nicole all slow and shit, and then the mama is asking Nicole what her relationship has been like with Chantel and saying that Chantel told her that when she left the apartment one day, Nicole cheered and said, thank God she's gone. And Nicole said, that's not true. I didn't say that. That's a lie. And they just kind of keep going back and forth. And the sister is like, you can just tell us the truth. You can say you're lying. It's okay. Like, bitch, that's not lying no more then. Like, what we talking about here? Y'all are just being antagonizing and passive aggressive. And y'all are really working on my fucking nerves. I felt like, even though I don't like Nicole and Pedro, I felt like they came in the door trying not to start shit, and Chantel and the family Chantel was ready for the shit, okay? And Pedro asked if Nicole and his sister would switch, asked if Nicole and Chantel would switch seats so that they wouldn't be sitting next to each other fighting because they're sitting right next to each other arguing right now. So he wanted them to switch seats. And Chantel's mom is like, no, she's not going anywhere. He said, look, okay, but he did this because he was like, don't get involved. I'm talking to my wife. Like, it was probably one of those moments, but he pointed at her. But it wasn't all of that. It wasn't like no aggressive ass point or nothing like that. Either way, I still totally understood when River, the family Chantel brother, jumped up and was like, say, bro. Well, he didn't jump up. He just said, say, bro, don't be talking to my fucking mama like that, nigga. Like, he said, don't talk to my mama like that, nigga. What's wrong with you? I heard that shit. Anyway, so that's when Pedro got pissed off and jumped up and called me no nigga. Like, he not from here. That's not okay. So he jumped up And they got into this whole little tussle, and everybody was in this tussle. And somehow Chantel's mama ended up with Nicole's weave in her hand. And I'm like, lady, I saw y'all all fall. You grabbed that girl hair on the way down, inject her weave out her head, and was holding it in your hand. You ain't shit, lady. That's a little girl. You wrong for that. Because that little girl ain't do nothing to you. And your son is the one that jumped, her brother. I'm sorry, no, her brother jumped across, but your son started this shit. Like, I'ma just say, you and your family started this whole shit right now, even though I don't fuck with Pedro neither right now, where he kicked that damn vegetable plate off the table. I was like, what is wrong with you? You ain't hurt nobody, you ain't punched nobody, you ain't slapped nobody. Fucking Chantel mama did more damage in this fight than you did, but you gonna kick over some food in here? What the fuck? This is just all so dramatic and stupid, and then Chantel gonna be sitting up there crying and shit. Bitch, this is your fault. You did this. You went back to your family telling them all of this shit. I always say, when you want to be with somebody and you really want to be with them, you can't go back telling your family everything that aggravates you or bothers you in your relationship, because then they're going to take on your beast as their own. And unlike you, they can't get great dick and get over it the next day. Okay, it doesn't happen that way for your family. They still gonna be feeling the same way. Like, Pedro is no fucking good. He is not to be trusted. And Pedro is tired of people questioning him as a person, all because he's a wimp when it comes to his sister and his mama. Okay, I really feel like Pedro loves Chantel. Chantel loves Pedro. When he was walking through the door, when they first got there, he was like, I really want to show Chantel that I love her, because I know she thinks that I pick my sister over her, but I show her because I want to show her that, you know, I love her. And I feel like he does love Chantel, but he's also very, very dependent upon his mom and his sister in a way that he needs to change in order to be a husband. They really need to stop with the families. I understand, but they have to look at it from both sides, okay? Pedro, you have to look at Chantel and understand how she feels that you are always sending money back that could be going into y'all household, to your family, and they don't really need that shit, okay? They not starving. They not living in poverty. They don't need for y'all to be living in a one-bedroom, small-ass apartment so that you could be funding them having lavish lifestyles and shit like that. That is unreasonable. And Chantel, you need to understand that your parents and your family are prejudiced and ignorant as fuck, and you need to stop talking to them about everything that go on in your marriage, okay? Y'all really need to just be about y'all if y'all ever think y'all marriage gonna work. But I honestly don't think it's gonna work whether y'all love each other or not. Just the truth I'm telling right now. Nigga, where you going? Where are you going? You heard me, right? Where you going? You gonna get in the shower? You need to wash it before you get into it. Drinking people's drinks and shit. I hate you, bro. You always doing that. You always do that, though. How could you all... Bruh, you just recently did that.
You always let me finish your stuff.
I put it over here. I didn't even put it on the coffee table. I put it over here. Away from you.
I thought that meant you was done with it.
No, that meant let me go do my video. I'm going to drink this when I'm done.
It was next to you, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. I love you.
Why you have my face?
That's the medium you needed. The Lord, man, should have told you, man.
I didn't want to drink the whole large. I just wanted a medium. I just wanted my whole medium, though, without interference from you.
I didn't know I couldn't have that, man. I'm sorry.
You did have some.
I didn't really have that.
Bruh. You could have got you one since you went and got one for me.
I didn't want one.
What the fuck you drank the last to buy for?
I thought you was done.
Whatever, anyway, you guys, that's everything that happened on 90 Day Fiance. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Check down below in my description box for all of the discount codes to the hair care products and body products and lingerie that I promote. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a good one.